Hi everyone, I'm doing a craft today. It's going to be a succulent planter made out of stained glass and tumbled stained glass and some sea glass as well. So stick with me and I'll show you how to do it in a second. I am doing a craft video today. I hope y'all will enjoy it. It is going to be a planter. I bought these at a special wholesale place for florists, and they have a lot of these things. Okay, so what I do is this one is going to be a big multiple succulents in this, made out of glass, tumbled glass, sea glass, and all those things. And I may even put some really pretty little glass beads for little flowers in between, or whatever I feel like doing. And it is part of art. Got hair on my face. Okay. Anything that's artsy, you can do anything with. Okay, so there's no rhyme, rule, or reason for this. This is something that's pretty unique. You don't find it everywhere. You cannot kill a glass succulent other than breaking it. Now, if you break it, and don't slam somebody on them, because they, you know, it's dangerous. Don't do that. Don't use it for a weapon. Okay, no matter how enticing it might be. No. Okay. So what I do is I fill it full of foam inserts, and you can get the cheapest ones that you can find, put them in there and glue them. I hot glued them in, and I had to cut these down to fit, and then I painted it black, and grandbaby must have gotten here and poked it. Now if you poke it, it's going to show some of the white through, but that's okay, because sometimes potting soil has a little bit of white specks and white in it, so I'm not in a big deal. Okay, I've got that. I've got different types of my glass that I have actually done myself in my, now this is actually sea glass. This is remnants of the sea glass that I've bought. Some of these are, all of this is things that I found at a thrift shop, glass platters, bowls, and things like that are not expensive. They're not collectible. They're not valuable. Just get them, break them, tumble them, and then you get all kinds of really pretty things, and it'll have, some of them have textures to them. That, you know, and it's just really, it turns out really nice. And then here's some that I just did. This is a clear glass. Let's see if I can do it without it seeing me. Clear glass with a texture to it. It had iridescence, but it must have been just sprayed on, painted on. That comes off in the tumbler, depending on how long you tumble it. Okay, this is my rock tumbler that I got. It's the National Geographic one. It is currently tumbling some wonderful stained glass. This is the sand that I have found at Hobby Lobby that I like the best. It's really coarse. It's big, coarse sand. It's not fine. I like the coarse. And if you notice, there's a few little white pebbles in there that I have put. Now this is the container of the white. Oh, we're having some thunder. You hear that? This is the container that I had white sand that was finer than this sand, and I just filled it up with some of these little pebbles, rough pebbles from the Dollar Tree, and what was left over I just mixed in with this, because this is what I am trying this stuff in with this, with the glass and water, and it was set for 7 days, so you can see that it is just getting started. I just put it in last night, so and we shall see what it looks like. I love these. Love it, love it, love it. Here is the last batch that I did, and you can see that some of this is still a little bit wet. I took it out yesterday. Let's see if I can get this to not be so blurry. Okay, this is stained glass that I broke and put in there, and if you notice, it is not sharp on the edges. Some of them can look like they're sharp, like these little things, but they're not really sharp at all. Okay, they're not. It rounds them off, the tumbler does. And you can see all the different colors of the stained glass. It is thin, but it works. And this can go for some of the little succulents that I'm making. And some of these are really good. It's going to make good pendants. I'll probably make a big pendant out of that. I know it's big, but you know, some people love the big chunky pendants. And you see there was a few that was even prettier. You see this one. It's really nice. This little one's going to be a pendant. And it's got a texture to it. You can see. I don't know why this thing looks blurry. But anyways, and you can see some of these. Look at this one. This one has a really nice shape and some really nice, it almost looks like a seashell with the way that looks. The texture of that has the rolls and stuff, and you can kind of see through it a little bit, you know. But yeah, we've got a lot of different things in here that come out just so pretty. You know, there's another pendant one. And some of the bigger ones will go for other things like the bottom of a wind chime that grabs the wind, you know. And see, some of these are a pinker swirl type thing. And it's all leftover stained glass. And these yellow ones are really pretty too. So I may use these for the succulent planter that I'm doing. But I have a few of those. I have some yellows, and I also have some over there too that I just took out last night. And some reds, some pinks, and some of the brownish pink with swirls of different colors. I'm going to make little succulents of this color, because succulents come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. We're not going to do them exactly to look like real plants. I mean, you can do that, and I have done that, and it looks really good. But, you know, sometimes let's do a little art, put some artistic difference in it, and see how it turns out. It may turn out right nice. Okay, and I have my glue gun. This is a hot, high temp glue gun that actually it's called Sure Bonder. You can get it at Hobby Lobby. It has a base and it's cordless. Just know that as you're working, you're gonna have to put it back on there because it'll cool off. So you want to in between store it on there while you're working. It takes the long ones, the long fatter ones. Okay. Now I had already bought some that was shorter. And as you can actually take your glue gun and glue the end of it to another. Like when this one gets down low, gets down in here low, I will put this and glue it to the end. And then I have a long one. And you can do that with your little ones, so you're not wasting your little ones if you buy a bigger glue gun. You can always put them all together, glue them all together, and use them that way. So you're not wasting anything. All right, the one thing I do not have with me on this desk, well, table, this is my dining room table, youngins. I've spread out all over the house. The one thing that I do not have with me at the moment is the pebbles that are going to go in between each succulent. So it will look like a real planter. So I will get those when it's time. to use them. I don't want to have too much on here, but once I'm done with the glass, I'll move that all out of the way, and then I can just hot glue the pebbles in. So let's get started. How about it? Okay. And what you want to do, I am going to put the natural green. This is the tumbled stained glass. You can see it is in some crazy shapes. Now, I have pulled aside some regular sea glass, blue sea glass right here that is chunky. That is going to be pendants. I'm going to do some wire wrapping around this, and those will be pendants. Okay, so I did pull these out specifically for that, and I want to put them in a spot that I don't get them mixed up with this. And there's another one. And I actually, here's another thing that I did. I took a clear white frosted sea glass, and I glued it with E600, some other colors on it. This is one that I've tumbled, and these are other sea glass that I bought, and I'm going to wire wrap that for a pendant. So I'm hoping you can see it. Hopefully you can see that, and you can see it's going to be really nice. It's going to have little swirls and things like that for a bracelet. Well, I could put it as a bracelet, or I could do a pendant. It's probably going to be a pendant. But see, there's all kinds of things you can do with sea glass, and here's one that is a really odd shape. The sea glass is a really, really odd shape that will make a really neat pendant. So I love it whenever they come out. This was a bought sea glass from Hobby Lobby. I like to buy their sea glass. Okay, so I have a little flat area here that I am going to choose. I'm going to lay out some of these and lay that beside it. And this way I can kind of get an idea of what I'm using and what shapes I need when I go around in my circle. Okay, so now I'm going to move it over some so that way you can see what I'm doing here. Hopefully you can. I always start with a little small, and I'm going to find out first. I think I'm going to go right here with this one, cover up this little hole, and what I do is I start with the small ones, and we go around and around and around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a kind of a bigger one. Then I'll do some little small ones, and then some over here and over here and over here, until we fill up the pot. But we want to leave enough to put the little pebbles. Okay? So what I'm going to start with is like a little small one, little teeny tiny thing. And you always find your center, and you put it in there. Alright? You just put it in there like that. You hot glue it. Alright? My hand's going to be in the way and stuff. Sorry about that, youngins. But yeah, you can see I did hot glue it. And then I'm going to put another one beside it, which is going to be like a T. I do it in a T. I don't have my glasses on. No wonder I can't see very well. And yes, it's taller, which is okay. So I did it in like a T form. So you can see right there how it's done. Alright? And then I'm just going to go around that with different shapes. And now you can do the rounded side up if you want, which I like that look. I like the sharp pointy, but I also like the rounded side look. There we go. Now, one thing you'll notice with this sea glass is no, it's not sea glass, I'm sorry, it's tumbled stained glass. Some has stripes and different colors, and then some is a little darker on the other side, and that's okay. Now you can put it up like this, or you can put it down like that, either way you want to do. But I'm not on those big pieces yet. And look at this one, it's got a little bit of a scalloped edge. And I'm going to go ahead and put that one right here. I hope you can see. Like that. And what I'm doing is I'm just doing a little round circle. And as you go, you can get a little bigger. You can get just a little bigger each time you place one. And sometimes you can push it down in that. If you don't want it to be too tall from the others, you can push it down into that foam. And here is a lighter color. You can check to see if it's going to match. It doesn't to me, so I'm moving it over there. And so this color will look fine. And we're going to put it on this other side. And what I do is I kind of lap over the edge. Okay, I want you to see how I varied. Let me put this on its base before it. I want you to see how it's varied. Okay, so if I have a straight line, I go like this. And then I'll try to cover up that. You don't want to leave your gaps all the way out. You want to kind of cover those gaps as you go, all the way around. Does that make sense? Okay, so we have a gap here. That's where I'm going to put the next one, flat against that, so we cover this gap. All right. So I got to find another small one, but we are gradually getting a little bigger. Gradually getting a little bigger, and there's that gap. We're going to put that in there like that. And so you see there. Okay, right now it doesn't look like nothing. And you have the little strings. Now sometimes I've left these on my succulents because some succulents have little like webbing strings. And it's really weird that they do that, but some of them do. Okay, I'm going to put another one here to close this little gap in the circle. It's like a little maze. You don't want no openings in there. Okay, so when you can't find any more smaller ones, then you'll just look in the bag. And I did put a little sharper one there. That's okay. Now I'm going to start getting a little bigger. Okay, so you can see just a little bit how I'm doing it. And this is a little low in here. I needed to come up a little bit, but I'll probably make a little bit bigger. Start going a little taller. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way and it's hot. Wrong way and it's hot. So we're going to go a little taller now. Not too different, but we are. You want to lean them a little bit as they get bigger. Okay. A little bigger. Now you don't all have to be all big. It is going to vary as we go. I'm holding my glue gun off a little bit too long. And remember to remove those glue things if you don't really like how that looks. And so, and see how this one I didn't want to put it in like that, and I didn't want to put it in like that. So I'm just going to kind of put it in like this. And don't be shy with your glue. And you can overlap like this. See how that went? Because they always start small in the middle. Alright. So now I'm going to put this one over here. I know I skipped a spot. But that's okay. Oh. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use that side. That's okay. I kind of like that other side once, but I had already put it in the glass, in the glue. So, and then you want to put some thin ones here and there, you know, to just kind of remember that there are thick and thin ones, and you can move it out and stuff. And sometimes there's even little ones in there, in the middle of it. And let's see how I'm going to do this one. I think we'll put it right there. And they don't have to be perfectly round. And see, this one's not as tall as the rest of them, which is just fine. You want to do that. You want to do that because you don't want to make it all so constant. You know, you want a variation. And see, that one had to push down pretty good. So now we're like that. I'm at the point where I could literally just put a few little thin ones here and there. And be done with that one. I have more right here. That is a nice one right there. And we're going to put it right here. I know I keep working on this one spot, but that's okay. That's okay. We're making the different looks. And I can put a little one right here. And, you know, you can see how it's taking shape. Now I do need a bigger one here because that's just too short right here. We got it like almost a gap. So let's put, no, that one's not going to look right. Let's see here. That one I've already drilled for wind chimes. So, okay. All right. Sorry about that, my battery went out. And you just keep going around and around when you can. Trying to close those gaps up, remember. Alright. Let's start getting a little bit bigger with these. Alright. Oops. Put it back on the thing. This one I'm going to have to push down in there really good. Alright. Yeah, sometimes these little things get beside one another. They crowd each other sometimes, which is okay. We're going to fix it where it looks just fine. That one may not look right, but it'll be okay. And sometimes you can put some in bare spots that you need to do. Okay, this will probably be the last one to go in right here. Nope, I have one more that I'm going to put. Sometimes it takes 2 fingers to stick down in there. Alright, we're going to put this bigger one right here. How's that? How's that? I might put another one there. Heck with it. Alright. Now, if you have any gaps on the inside where you can see the glue, you can literally fill those in later with other little pieces if you want to. Now this one, this right here looks like it needs to be filled in, so I'll try to find something to put in there, like maybe this one. That one's thin enough to go in, so in goes the glue and down goes the little succulent in there. So now we've pretty much fix that. Now if it's still a little bit weird looking, so we can take a thinner one like this and we can put down in there again. So just to vary that up, and you can see that. I'm sorry if I was showing you off camera, I'm so sorry, but that's what those two look like. All right, now we're going to put up the white and bluish tinted, greenish tinted, frosted sea glass. Now this is sea glass that I did buy. Okay, now we'll put that up right there. Let's close it, Lara. You always close your bags. Alright, now we're going to try a different color. Now I have these colors here. I've already done clear, so I want to try it with this. And then I may even do a yellow one. I may even do a red one. It just depends. I do have more red, but I just have to go find it. So I may not have enough in this. Let's do the pink. I think I have plenty of pink to do a little small pink one. So we are going to, let's see. You can't really see where I'm picking it out of. So let's back up a little. There we go. Now I'm going to find the little smallest one. Well, I had it in my hand. There we go. See this little small one? It's really interesting. Now I can put it right here. We'll start it right here. The little pink one. Yep. Let's do a little bit more thin. Okay. Do the little ones first. Oops, it fell over. It's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and start locking up those gaps. And this is all you do to do these. Isn't it fun? Oops. A bit too much angled. It's okay. We'll get that gap fixed. Now we can start going a little bigger. Uh-oh. See what's happening with my glue? See there? I need to get a glue stick out. You see my glue stick is almost done to where it won't. So what I did is I put a bead of glue on there in the very center, because you don't want to glue it to the actual thing in there, and hold it for a few seconds. Make sure that it's even. You can see inside there. Make sure it's even. It's not halfway one way or not centered. You want it to be centered on the one going through, or it's going to get stuck when it goes through. So I'm going to put that back on there. Choose my next one. It's going to be really cute. Put it right here. Now choose another one. I'm not going to go too big with this one because we have others to put on. There we go. Alright. Getting close to being done with the pink one. I don't really want to do every one of them the same size. I just kind of want to vary it, you know. And this is probably the last piece right here. Yep. So I'll only have these two left. So, I mean, I could probably put this one in right here. We'll see what it looks like. The only thing is I won't have others to put in between if it's a little, you know, out of whack. But look at here. Look at this. What does that look like already, everybody? What do you think already? So now I can do a yellow one. Let's do a yellow one, or just, well, let's do the yellow one over here. How about that? And then okay, let's look. Which colors look better? The one over there, this one over here, or over there. Okay, let's do a yellow one over there. I think it's not got as much glass, so put some of this off of here. Get a little small piece and stick it in there. There's really no rhyme or reason. You just do it. Gotta find the little pieces. May not have as many little pieces, so we may have to start off pretty substantial, but you know, they're different. They're different shapes. Succulents can be different shapes. Oh, here's some little ones. Awesome. There we go. I tend to hold my glue gun too long. There's glue on it. And that's the way it goes. Sometimes you just do those things. And when I do that, then my glue doesn't stay hot. But that's what it's made for. It's made to okay. We're going to put this one right here, if I can get in there to it. before it cools off. There we go. And see, you could even leave it little like that if you wanted to, because you want little ones and big ones. They don't all have to be huge, full grown. And that way you have enough room for your pebbles when you put your pebbles in. Okay. One more if I have it. One more. Yes, I do. I do have a little bit bigger, but I think I'm going to stick little and close that little gap up right here. Okay. I may put another one in. Just depends if it will look all right. See, I have to push that one down pretty far. Yeah, let's do it. I'm just going to go for it. There's a lot of glue. Let's do this. Let's just do it like that. There we go. Now, how does that look, youngins? That good? What do you think? All right, now we're going to go over here, and we are going to fill in with this color. Now, I don't have much of the red, so I'm probably going to just put a red one, you know, somewhere right here, and just put the yellow, this brown one here, and just put the red one, a little small amount of red right there. Okay, got to find our little pieces. Little pieces. Always start with the little pieces. Okay. I got the little pieces ready. There we go. And I know people's going to, how do you know where to really start? I just go for it. I don't really, I mean, you can look at it a little bit and get an idea. It's sort of the feeling will come to you where you want to put things. And so with this one, I'm going to show you the little windmill pattern that I'll use sometimes. Come on, go on. Come on. See how I started this? Right here. Do you see how that is sort of like how they're butting up against each other? That's sort of how I start them. Okay. Now, if I don't like that hole in the middle, I'll go ahead and stick one down in there to try to fix that little hole in the middle. You see there? Alright, now let's get going with this one. I'm going to go ahead and get it started pretty big, tall. So I don't have a whole lot of the small. I have a lot of teeny, but you don't want to constantly use the teeny ones, because, you know, then it'll just be a teeny one. Nope. When you get in close, sometimes that's what happens. Okay, let's see. Another bigger one. This is going to be a lot bigger. Right there. And let's just put another one here. It's awful time. And see, I get glue on it, and I shouldn't do that. Here's one. This one may be the last one. I don't know. Now I can go again. I've got more of this glass, I do believe. I hope I do. For pendants and stuff. Okay. Nope, too big, too big, too big. I can put another little small one here. Just don't press it down as far. And I have another thin one here. So what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of okay. Let's see how this looks. Get all this strings. That's the only bad thing about using the glue. Okay, so now we have this. Okay, this one looks like it's leaning, so just be careful. I just pulled up something. I think of the paint. So it's okay. I can re-glue that. I can reposition it like that and glue it back down. And there we go. It is, look at, see now I've made it look too flat. Okay, so that's better. Anyways, now we got a little red one to do. And I'll probably go right here with it. A little red one. Let's see, little. Look at all these big pieces. I do have more red, I do believe. Let me go over here and see if I got more red. But I don't know if I'm going to use that pretty blue for a succulent planter that I had. I showed you in the video of the rock tumbler. I do have 3 more pieces. They are bigger, but we shall see how we can get these in there. I'm going to start right here. We shall see if we can get the red in here and it look okay. And try to be pretty quick so I'm not boring you. And so some of these can be different shapes, little sharp pointed succulents. Some of them are round. Now that one went really weird off the side there. Really weird. What? Okay, whatever. Okay, that's too big. Let's try this one. Okay, I've got to get it in there a certain way. Okay, like that. Let's do that. Do this. And oh, it is not wanting to go down. There we go. Got it to go. Red is hard to get because red glass is usually painted on to glass. Red is usually, you can scrape it off, and whenever it goes into the tumbler, it will scrape it off. Eventually, all of it will be gone. So, you can't, it's hard to find it. It'll just go back to the white color. Yep. So, last piece of the red. So this is the last piece of the red that I'm going to put down in there. And yes, it's going to be a little tight for the red. And now I'm going to figure out what I'm going to put there. So, yellow maybe, if I have enough little yellows. If I have some tiny, these are a lot thicker. Let's move this over here. These are a lot thicker, but I'm going to put a few in here. It may be, I don't know. They're so thick. I don't have any little bitty pieces of this. Let's see. Let me think. I've got the little lighter green. I could do that. Let's do that. Put all this pretty yellow up. It's heavy. It was a nice platter that had a texture to it that the people, the thrift store's like, you're going to break all these? And I'm like, yep, sorry. I'll make something really nice with them. You'll like it if you just come and look on my website. And I am getting my website started. And I may be able to have room for another little small. We'll just have to wait and see. We're just doing little bitty pieces. Yeah, little bitty pieces, but don't listen to me. I was doing little pieces. And sometimes I'm not doing them round, like I should be. One just in a circle. And it should be. And see, this looks like a little baby. Little baby succulent in there. Let's go a little bigger there. Okay, well, this is nice. I like the shape of this one. It's harder once you get hardly any room to put your fingers in. My big old fat fingers. And glue all over me. Oh, quit. Let's see here. We'll put another one right here. This one's not too round. Maybe I'm going too fast. Let's remedy it. Put a little bit more round to it. Fix it where I need to fix it. Now I've made a little gap right there that I need to put something down in. There we go. And that's how you do it. That is how you do it, folks. Just to fix it. To make it look like it's a baby coming up. I think that's about it. What do you think? What do you think, everybody? It's off center, but that's how planters do. Now, I mean, I could put a few little pieces here and there, like there's more coming up. Yeah, I could do that with these little things like this. Just 3 or 4 little pieces is all you need. I've got them from over here. I don't need no real big ones. They're just in between. In between. And see, this is the first one that I've done that has different colors. Ouch, ouch, ouch. And it will burn you if y'all not careful. It will burn you. Okay? So be careful, everybody. It's hard. You get burnt easier whenever it makes it harder to get in there with the space. So okay, that should be it for that one. What do you think? I did a baby one right here. Should I do one over here? Maybe. Let's see what I've got. Put right here. Maybe a little yellow. If I have enough little yellows. I just got 2 little bitty pieces of yellow. So I think that may be. Let's see here. I could put this green. If I had more of that color, I do. I just have to find it all. Is that a? I think that color's not supposed to be in there. But, you know. there's another one. It escaped. I went to grab it and it escaped. It left me. It's hard to catch them in here. Okay. I think that'll be alright. Just a few little pieces. Alright, here. Get started. Get the little one in the middle. Put a little sharp one right beside it. This one's more of a sharper. Succulent. Okay, and that's all that one needs. Alright, does that look natural, everyone? I know you can't see it above it, but that's the way succulents are sometimes. And to raise that up, I can actually put beads on little metal stems, which is probably what I'm going to do. Let's see here. I've got some little lampwork beads here that I can do. And what you do is you take your wire. Let's find some wire. Okay, that'll probably be good enough. And let me get my pliers out so I can cut it. Okay. Here we go, Rance. We're going to make some little beads. Well, I don't know about those. They have open holes. The holes are pretty open. So I need to put something littler, smaller beads on each side. So one moment, and let me see if I can find. Let's see. What could we do with these? Let's put this over here for a second. And I'm going to get out some little small. And then flower. Let's say a flower shaped one. A flower colored one. Well, we can do it like this. That's not really a flower. That don't match that one. But this one does. This sort of matches. You know? But, anyways, I don't know about these lampwork beads. I may have to just go with. Let me look at some of it. See all my pretty beads? And all of these are hand done. Hand done by an artist. One single woman did all of these. Look how pretty these are. And I've got blue ones. I think I can find some little ones in there. Look at all this to choose from. You talk about getting overwhelmed. Yes, sir. I get overwhelmed. Okay, my battery's about to go out. So I'm going to lose you in a minute. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut off some of this wire. Well, and then I'm going to put it through. No, that's the lamp work. That's not going to work. If you notice what I'm saying is it's got a big hole here. I need a little beads, which I do have beads that I could put in there. Let me check. I just got these in today from Stacy Perodin, who was selling some of her beading stuff, and I'm going to use probably these pearls. These pearls right here. And let's see. I think that's all. I'm going to use that bag. Alright. And watch me get these all over. Let me go get my battery. Everyone, I have gotten to this point right here, and I'm going to have to stop because I left my battery charger at my new vendor mall where I was taking pictures. So I'm sorry, I can't charge my battery. I am sorry that my battery ran out on my regular camera. I am actually recording on my phone right now. I wanted to show you that I finished up the succulent planter that I was doing with you, and I wanted to show you exactly what it looks like. There we go, right there is the finished. And what I did is I wrapped some beads and put in the gravel in there. I just hot glued that in there, and I put these in, these sweet little lamport beads. I hope you can see it and it's not blurry. So that's what that looks like right there. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's what it looks like right there. Looks like little flowers, these little lamport beads. So, hope you enjoyed that video on how to make glass succulents in a pot. And they never die. See? Bye, everyone.